Welcome back to the channel, guys. We've got another case for the iPhone 15 Pro, and let's go ahead and jump right into it. It's going to be a case from Sandmarc, and it's going to be their Pro leather case. Of course, right here's the packaging. You can see Sandmarc up at the top, action gear. Get a very nice picture of the case itself. Down here at the bottom, you get the name that it's for the iPhone 15 Pro, and the color. Of course, this is going to be the black one, but they did send me a ton of colors, which we are going to go ahead and take a look at. But let's finish up right here first. Now, right here, you can see designed in California. Really nice to see that. And then on the back, you get a ton of features. Now, you guys can go ahead and pause and read this if you would like, but Sandmarc is dedicated to cameras. They want you to get a nice shot with just your iPhone, and this case is meant to help you do that. So you can see that this box is just going to be the black Pro leather case, but the features, it does give you a dual lens mount, aluminum mount finish, and a microfiber lining on the inside. You do get your full specs right here, so you get the weight of the case, the lens thread, and the material. Super nice to see all of that just being shown right there on the package. I'm going to go more in depth on all of that once we take the case out. But the other side also says designed in California, and that's really all there is to it. Now we can just slide this out from the top. This little sleeve comes off just like that. And now you get a very nice little box, Sandmarc right there. Just all black. You can grip it right here and just pull it open. And you are immediately greeted with the case right there. It is extremely nice to see. And that is all that's going to be in the package. So we're going to set all of that to the side. And here is the case. I've tested this case for probably 4 weeks now, which is twice my usual testing period, and that is because it is genuine leather. So I wanted to see if it would develop any kind of patina, if it would scratch easy, anything like that. And I can strongly say that it has held up very, very well. It is an extremely high quality case, and I have been dailying it pretty much since I received it. It is a huge win for me. But let's go ahead and take a look at the inside. So of course you do get that super nice microfiber lining, and despite all the other features it has, of course, they kept MagSafe. Really love to see that on the inside. You do get a little bit of Sandmarc branding that it's for the iPhone 15 Pro right there. And this case does have all metal buttons, even the action button, the 2 volume buttons, and the power button. But they do have a very nice lining on the inside, also microfiber of the buttons, so you don't have to worry about getting metal on metal contact when you're pressing any of those buttons. It is going to be included on the volume buttons and the action button as well, not just the power button. That is really all there is to see on the inside. The back has the microfiber lining. The sides are also just going to be leather. Really nice to see that. So let's go ahead and grab the phone, and we'll go ahead and snap it right into the case. So here is the iPhone 15 Pro. It is going to be in natural titanium. We're going to snap this in. Very nice fit, especially for a leather case, and that is what it's going to look like. You're not going to see the color of your phone a whole lot with this style case, since it does have that full lens coverage, but I really enjoy that because you do get the feature of adding those extra lenses onto your camera to get even more pull out of them, and of course you get more protection. This is full aluminum. It is not just a plastic cover, so it is very nice coverage. You don't have to worry about anything kind of cracking through there or anything like that. So absolutely love to see it. Before we continue to take a look at this case, I do want to show you guys the other colors. So I'm going to go ahead and grab them. Starting right here, they do have a very nice blue, which I definitely enjoy. I ran this one just a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of colors on my phone, but this one just looks incredible. That is what the blue is going to be looking like. The inside, of course, is also very blue as well. And the features are the same for all 3 of these cases. The only difference is going to be those colors. That is going to be your blue. Next one, of course, you've got to have a brown, and a very nice brown when it comes to that, when it comes to your leather. I absolutely love this one. I haven't used the brown too much. I'm not a big brown leather fan personally, but I know that a lot of you guys are going to be into this one, and I definitely like the slightly different brown for the microfiber on the inside. It just looks really nice. And of course, they all have matching buttons. Just look at that. This kind of bronze color for those buttons. They do have a nice little shine to them. Now, my favorite one has got to be this sand color, just right behind the black. I have been using the black the most, but this sand just looks so good in my opinion. Look at it. It's like a real soft white. It just, I don't know, it sticks. It looks good. I really don't use colored cases, but this one just does something for me. So those are going to be your colors. I will go ahead and throw some B-roll of each one on the phone later on in the video, but just had to kind of show them off right there to get them out of the way. Now let's go ahead and get back to the black one right here. Huge fan of this one, and I have actually drop tested this case, not on purpose. I never drop test on purpose, but I have dropped it, and it did get a little bit of wear and tear just right here in the corner, right there. I dropped this off of my motorcycle. It actually fell off my motorcycle, and that is all that happened. It fell straight onto the pavement while I was moving. And even though it's a leather case, I think, oh, I got that and this little, just right there, that little scratch right there, that is all it got after falling onto the street. That little scratch and this little corner. That is so impressive to me, especially coming from a leather case. But let's go ahead and get into some, we got to start with the fit test. We always got to test the fit. We'll do that first. So right here, pulling at the sides, even for a leather case, you get a tiny bit of pull there by the buttons, but just that. Over by the rest of the sides, the top and the bottom are extremely solid, especially right here in the corners, zero pull at any one of them. So super nice to see that. Now, we normally take a look at our camera lenses, but you can definitely see that you have nothing to worry about when it comes to those right there. If you're someone who only cares about camera protection, pick this up. Pick this case up. If you don't want one of those full covers that slides out of the way, this is probably your best bet. It's full aluminum and nothing is going to get in there. Absolutely love the protection you get for the cameras on this case. Now, the front lip is going to be pretty minimal. I've seen this on most leather cases. They tend to be pretty minimal. You get a tiny one, so flat surfaces, you have nothing to worry about. Anything that might be a little rough, you might want to be careful. I do have a tempered glass screen protector on here, so if you're not running one, which I do recommend, but if you're not, you're going to get a tiny bit more of a lip right there. Now let's go ahead and move on to the sides. You do get dedicated buttons for your volume button as well, and your action button. The action button means a lot to me. I don't really like to see just cutouts for the action button. I really enjoy seeing a dedicated button like this. So let's go ahead and test that out. And as you can hear, it is a very nice and tactile action button. Love to see that. A lot of the buttons on leather cases just tend to be real stiff and hard to actuate. That is not the case for this one at all. And let's see about these volume buttons. And there we go. You can see that those are also very tactile and nice to press. Absolutely love the buttons on this case. Now moving down, you do get a little lanyard hole. So really nice to see that. I don't usually use lanyard cutouts on my phones, but if you're someone who is going to be using this case for its intended purpose of putting extra lenses on the back and everything, that is extra money that you're putting on your already expensive phone and phone case. You don't really want to just go dropping that thing around and smashing a lens, smashing your screen, whatever it might be. So having a little lanyard hole on there and just putting it on your wrist or wherever, it's going to save you in the long run, especially if you're adding extra attachments like that. So I love to see that Sandmarc threw that on there. Now over on the bottom, you do get a very nice cutout for your USB-C port right there, which I have found works very well with all of my third-party chargers and my OEMs. I haven't had any issues right there. And then you get accurate speaker and microphone cutouts. So really nothing to worry about over on the bottom. Now moving over to the power button side, you really just have the power button and this little extra line, which in all honesty, I don't know what it's for. I do think it looks cool. So maybe an aesthetic detail, which I don't mind at all. But moving over to the power button, let's go ahead and test this out. And you can see that one is also extremely tactile as well. Love to see the buttons that they put on this case. Now, moving over to the top, you can see completely closed, so nothing to worry about there. And now, we are going to have to test MagSafe. But before we do that, I do want to take a quick second to talk to you guys about our new partner, Mint Mobile. I've been using Mint Mobile for a good while now, and I can confidently say Mint has changed the game when it comes to mobile services. So me personally, I do use multiple devices. I have 2 phones that I carry with me, one that I've used for work and one that I use for personal use. I have used Mint on my personal use phone, and I kept my other one on my standard service provider, which I'm sure a ton of us are using, and Mint has changed it for me. I had been using a different carrier for a really long time. I was paying way more than I was happy to be paying for lackluster service. I was constantly dropping calls, messages wouldn't send. Sometimes I would just be sitting there without service, especially at work, for the whole day. I wouldn't have any kind of connection. And obviously, no one wants to be in that kind of situation, especially when you're paying a pretty large sum of money for that service. When I found Mint, it changed everything. Mint has never left me for any amount of time without service, and I've been paying way less than I was paying with my other service provider for better service. So I definitely employ that you guys check them out. I am going to have a link in the description down below. It does help out the channel, but I want to help you guys out the way Mint has helped me out. I have officially switched over to using Mint on all my devices, even my watch. So now I am confident in going anywhere and knowing that I will not lose service. Mint even offers a map of your area to show you just how much coverage you will be receiving, and you can access that before deciding to purchase the service. I definitely encourage you guys to go look it up, check it out, do a little bit of window shopping, compare and contrast your prices, and I really hope you guys take the shot with it because it's helped me out a ton. But let's go ahead and keep moving on with the video, and starting with our MagSafe test. We are looking at the Spigen OMAG ring, which is a phone grip and stand. We're going to snap this right on and see how it does. So right there, you can see it took a good amount of shaking right before it actually popped off. So definitely nice to see that. This accessory does have a rubber backing to it. So super nice to see that that does add a little bit of adhesion to the case. Now let's go ahead and set this down, try out this test. And yeah, no surprises here. You're definitely going to knock your phone off the desk or something before this just slips off. But let's go ahead and move forward with our MagSafe battery pack. We're going to test out a little bit of wireless charging as well as some strength. So you can see it does wirelessly charge just fine. And over on the back, despite it having such a huge amount of camera protection, you can see there is still a tiny gap between the camera protection and the battery pack. So yeah, if you're using a huge battery pack, you're definitely probably going to get one of these going on, which doesn't matter. It does still charge like that, but it's not going to be as strong. So something to be aware of. But when it comes to strength, this thing is not playing around. It is not just going to slip off at any circumstance. This also does have a silicone back material to it, which I think most battery packs do now, but definitely something to keep in mind. Doing some false drops. You can see I definitely got it to shift, and I did feel it come loose at some point, but oh, there we go. Got it to, oh, it just locked back on. So I was hitting pretty hard. From a decent drop, your battery pack probably will fly off, but maybe from like pocket height, it's definitely not going anywhere. If you drop your phone pocket height with this battery pack on, it's gonna more than likely stay on, I would say confidently. Just something to keep in mind. Slipping in and out of your pocket, it's definitely not going anywhere. You have nothing to worry about when it comes to that. So love to see that. Definitely trust it with a battery pack, but a big one for me, of course, is going to be that leather MagSafe wallet. We're going to snap this on. This has been one of my favorite combo recently, is just the leather on leather, and I think it looks sweet. Plus the fact that I can continue to use this wallet, huge plus. But you can see right here, this doesn't interfere with that camera protection either. You actually have a bigger gap, which is super nice to see. And moving on to some false drops. Okay, we did get this one to fall. You guys got to remember, the leather wallet doesn't have a silicone back like the past 2 accessories. It's going to be leather on leather, which tends to have no grip whatsoever. They tend to slide, as you can see right there. But I have used it a lot, and I can say running, like putting it in and out of my pocket, zero issues. It has not come loose or slipped once. So I do trust this case with my MagSafe wallet. Now our last test, it is going to be the Nomad Base One. I'm gonna go ahead and move these out of the way. This is a glass and metal base with a MagSafe puck integrated. It is over 1 pound, and we're gonna see if this case can lift it. We're gonna snap it on just like that. See that it charges just fine, which we already established. And just touching the phone, not touching the base, we're gonna see if it can lift it. So right here, it definitely can. No issues right there. I'm gonna go ahead and lift it this way, see if it can turn it on its side. Again, we're only touching the base and we're already on the side. You can see my hand passing through the back. I'm only touching the phone. No issues there. See if we can get a shake. Just a tiny bit of a shake. So definitely not the strongest magnets we've ever seen, but also far from the weakest. Absolutely love to see that. We can put this off to the side now. And that is really going to be it for this one, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I am going to throw up some B-roll of the other colors right here, just so y'all can take a look if you're interested in a specific one. Remember, there is that really nice sand color, which I'm a huge fan of. I really enjoyed that. And I do tend to go back and forth between sand and black. I'm normally not a fan of this one, but it just kind of grew on me. And then we do still have the brown, which is I think brown is really traditional. If you're a big fan of that traditional leather look, then brown is obviously going to be the one for you. And then of course there is blue. Now, if you have an iPhone that's matching that blue color, you might want to pick that one up. That new blue tends to go really well. You're not going to be able to see a ton of it, but you do get to see those camera lenses just a little bit. So if blue's your thing, this case is a go-to. Definitely recommend it. And there's some sweet cases. So that's it for this one, guys. If you all enjoyed it, remember to hit that like button down below. If you want to see more, remember to subscribe and check out the channel. I've already covered a ton of cases for the iPhone 15 and the iPhone 14 Pro. So if there's any cases you might be looking at that maybe I haven't uploaded yet, there's a chance I already uploaded it for the 14 Pro. Just go ahead, scroll through the channel. Maybe you'll find a case you like. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Remember to check out Mint Mobile through that link down in the description. Helps me out a ton, and it means the world to me, guys. Hope you all have a good one, and I will see you in the next one.